when they get going, there's going to be no one in the league that can stop them. And can we just have a moment of silence, please, for all the Man United fans out there? I don't think it was enough for a red card, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that one gets overturned. The 26-27 Premier League season is well underway, and we're just going to round up some other things from this weekend's fixtures. So we're going to start with some new rule changes that have been introduced in this year's Premier League. I want to know your thoughts, if you think any of them are bad or if you think whatever on them. You don't have to comment on everyone if you feel like it's fine, but if there's any that just surprise you a little bit. All right, so the first one we're going to look at is now when a player is injured, they must leave the pitch for 1 minute. Now, this was a rule last season as well, but the only difference is you had to leave the pitch for 30 seconds instead of a minute, so it's just you just have to spend a bit more time off the pitch. So any comments on that, or are you fine? You fine with that one?
I actually think that's a really good introduction to the rule.
Mm-hmm.
I think help things out a lot, in all fairness.
Yeah, and it just stops players that go down.
It'll speed up play and actually get less stops and more action on the game.
Exactly. And it would discourage them from going down as well, because it means they'll go down to 10 men. So,
which is a major problem in today's game, isn't it?
Yeah. I think when they said about these new rule changes as well, one of the things they're looking to do is stop time wasting in the game. And so this is one of the methods that they're obviously using to stop that. But there's now a new thing with throw-ins and goal kicks. So you're now only allowed 5 or given 5 seconds to take a throw-in or a goal kick now. Because obviously beforehand, with throw-ins especially, it would give time for everyone to get into the box so they could do long throws and stuff like that. So obviously they're just making it so you have to take it faster. And if you fail to do it in 5 seconds, it gets reversed. So obviously with a throw-in, the other team just gets to throw in, and with a goal kick, the other team gets a corner instead. So I think that was sort of in play last season in terms of the goal kicks. I swear I've seen that before. I just think the throw-in is now a new one. So there's also now a substitute rule where you have to get off the pitch within 10 seconds of being substituted. And then if you don't get off in 10 seconds, and the other player or the player coming on then has to wait 1 minute to come onto the pitch, which again, substitutes that are coming off, they might walk the pitch to waste the time, take more than 10 seconds.
Lack of honours at the
exactly. So yeah, well, this is what I was thinking as well. If you come into like the final day of a season, and let's just say one of your big players are leaving, or you want to give them a standing ovation or something, they normally take their time coming off the pitch, but now they're going to have to run off the pitch. So it sort of takes away that element of it. But it does help with time wasting when people just don't get off the pitch. So that's a good one as well. This one, I don't know why this has never been a thing anyway. But now, when a second yellow card is given by the referee and it results in a player being sent off, VAR can now look at this and determine whether it was a second yellow or not. So before, obviously they would review a straight red card, but a second yellow resulting into a red card would just be a red card, so it would go off what the referee says. But now, if VAR feel like it was the wrong decision, they can go back and take a look at it. So that's pretty good.
That is really good, yeah.
And then finally, which is another big one, if a goalkeeper goes down injured, the team must nominate one player to spend 1 minute off of the pitch. So when you see Arsenal and stuff time wasting in the last minutes or whatever, with David Raya going down, holding his leg or whatever, they're going to have to then take a player off the pitch for 1 minute to deal with that. But I don't see how that's going to affect any team, because surely if your goalkeeper goes down, you're probably defending a game anyway, so just take off your striker for a minute. It's not going to make much of an effect.
It should be to take off the goalkeeper.
I mean, that would be a bit unfair. They'll just have an open goal to shoot out, but...
No, they should nominate someone to take position if they're injured.
Right.
But if they're not for a minute, then it should be a thing of drop kick, try and knock it up maybe.
Yeah.
If you know.
Yeah, so I don't see how that one's going to have too much of an effect.
Yeah.
We'll see that when it comes into play. But anyway, that's
Yeah.
just to get you guys up to date with what's changed this summer in the Premier League and what rules to look out for this season. But you guys don't care about that, so we're going to move on to the games from this week, the opening games of the Premier League. And one thing I've noticed is, apart from Leeds, all the home teams won this weekend, other than Newcastle Liverpool, which was a draw. So all the home teams are having a bit of luck at the minute. And also, again, Liverpool Newcastle was the only game this weekend that ended in a draw. So teams just seem to be winning or losing at the minute. But
that's better than drawing.
Yeah. But again, drawing isn't bad at this point in the season either, because at least you still start with a point. So it's not bad. But yeah, I think it's fair to say every team so far has looked sluggish, not ready. And that's normally the case on the opening day anyway.
100%.
You won't see any team start to get going until November, December time. That's to start judging. But we'll start off with the opening day fixture. Friday night's game. Arsenal 3, Coventry 0. Do you have anything you want to say about that game?
Well, what I can say from that is a fair result. I mean, 3-0. The level gap isn't a major one, but it is big enough, even though Coventry still held themselves up fairly well, I think, in that game. Do you know, like, they just came from the Championship off a big season as well. But the style of play that they had, it was shaky, but the thing with that is, it is kind of like Prem level, do you know, the way that like Championship is more like just kick it up and see what happens. They were kind of like more play from the back, transition quick, kind of put it up to the striker, see what happens. They were a bit like stuck on the ball at times, I won't lie, which they will have to kind of get used to because it is new like level. But other than that, fair result, fair play to Coventry for holding out. I thought it was going to be like a 5-0 smash at that point, but you know, it's not a bad opener actually.
Yeah, I was going to say on that as well is, like you say, that this is their first game back in the Premier League, but also they've been given the challenge of not just playing any Premier League team; they have to play against
the best champion,
the champions, and at the minute, the best team in the Premier League. So, yeah, it was never going to be an easy opening fixture for Coventry, but 3-0 isn't too bad. And what I wanted to add on that is the first goal that Arsenal scored literally came from a poor decision making from the Coventry right back. Had it in a position, all he had to do was just clear the ball. He was trying to hold on to it, got surrounded, and that led to the first goal. And then the other 2 goals that Arsenal scored, it was just really poor goalkeeping, to be honest. I mean, he spilled the first one into a space where Saka could just tap it in. The third goal, he could have got a stronger hand to it and he would have pushed it away, but it's just crept in. So, and what I wanted to say on that as well is, even though the 3 goals that Coventry conceded were poor, Arsenal was still dominant. And the scary thing about this is Arsenal haven't even got going yet, and they looked super like honest. I don't know how to say it. That when they get going, there's going to be no one in the league that can stop them. They're by far clear of anyone else in the league.
They are ready,
and yeah, they're gonna run away with the league. It could be, I'm going to say 90s in terms of points. It's going to be 90s. Could be close to 100.
Maybe.
But yeah, I think Arsenal look really good. So yeah, Arsenal fans, to be excited this season. But we're going to move on. And can we just have a moment of silence, please, for all the Man United fans out there? Two 2-0 to Hull. So
That's crazy.
They Man United fans before the season even started were super excited of their opening fixtures because they had Hull City away, promoted team. Next game is Ipswich at home, promoted team. They had the easiest start in the league and they fell at the first hurdle, which is a bit. I wouldn't say concerning. But Hull were just ready. Hull were up for it. First game back, they're at home.
They were prepared.
And Man United just weren't ready. So that was just the difference. United had chances in the game, so it's not like they were out of the game completely. It's just they didn't really trouble the goalkeeper, and that's easy to work on. Throughout the season, that's going to get better. So bad result to kick things off, but yeah, I wouldn't be too concerned if I was a Man United fan at the minute. Still can do some signings. They got a new midfield as well, so it's going to just take a minute to get
used to it.
But yeah,
get moving.
What do you think about that one?
It was an interesting one because they came back and the season. Yeah, what was it? Top 5 was it?
I think they finished third. Man United.
Third place after coming back from a shoddy start to the previous season. And then the season before that, they were very low in the league as well. But it's mad how, as you said, ready Hull were. May just say shout out to Ollie McBurney. He was an actual Man United player as well, good few years ago. So that's pretty good of him. He looked very, very good in that game. But what concerned me was the possession. 35% to Hull, 65% to Man U. That has ups and downs. For Hull, there's not a lot that could have happened there, but they at least capitalised. They had 6 shots on target. 6 shots with 3 on target. Man U had 21 with 5 on target. That is not good enough, and they just weren't clinical at all. It was a horrible, horrible day for them. They were so slow. They just couldn't get on the ball quick enough. Their defending just wasn't on. They need to build themselves back up again. Carrick ball is possession-based, and it's all about running. It's all about moving. They don't have that right now. They're not built enough for it right now. They're just not far into the season yet for that to happen. It's kind of like a late bloom kind of thing. We'll see. They were one-touch move out to the wing, back in, out, back, out, back. They were just constantly moving on the ball with however little possession they had, but it's not good enough for Man U, and fair play to Hull City. I don't know how they pulled that off, but it's just got to be said. It's fair play.
It's a good start. They should have a lot of confidence going into the next game. I'm pretty sure the next game is against Coventry as well, so another promoted team, and going into that with 3 points already in the Premier League, coming up against a team that you already played against last season.
Yeah. Very uplifting, if you will. Yeah,
I think Hull will go into that with a lot of confidence. If they can get another 3 points there, that will set them up quite nicely. Of course, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to stay up. So many games, but would be good for confidence moving forward, definitely.
100.
Right, our next game was Everton 2, Crystal Palace 0. Now, I don't think Everton were overly incredible in that game. I just think Crystal Palace just weren't very good in the game, and they got punished for how bad they played. And how many? I can't remember off the top of my head. You might have the stats up there, but Crystal Palace had many, many more chances than I think Everton had. Big chances as well. They weren't ones that you should be missing, and they didn't score any of them. So it just meant that Everton stayed in the game. And obviously, the longer you stay in the game while you're being punished like that, the more confidence you can have of going up and scoring and nicking 3 points. That's exactly what Everton done there. And can we just mention as well, Pickford in that game made an amazing save. I don't know how he's pulled that off, to be honest. Normally, I'm quite critical on Pickford, but he was it was within the box, and he was quite close, and it was a quick reaction save, and you know what? Fair play, brilliant save. So I think Pickford sort of kept them in the game and kind of inspired them to go on and get the 3 points. So yeah, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, before I say anything, I do have the stats here. Shots on target for Everton was 4 out of 12, and for Crystal Palace it was 3 out of 8, with Everton having a just over 1 xG, and it was 1.7 for Crystal Palace. So they have way more higher level chances that they could have got Crystal Palace, but obviously just couldn't be clever enough and put it away. Everton, they were playing very well. It was actually a very tight match in terms of possession and moving the ball, I think. About 46 to 54%, with 54% going to Crystal Palace. But I will say, I don't rate Everton a really high team like I would Man City and Bit, obviously. But I will say they do actually have a decent level of players. You know, they have Iliman Ndiaye, Kingsbury Hall, they have Jacob Bryan, Pickford, they aren't world class, but they're like just under that. They're really high class players. I think they do really good this season. But you know, they're like an underrated team. You know, they're actually pretty good. So I wouldn't expect them to go low this season. And as for Crystal Palace, it's probably just going to be a rough start to the season, especially with Ole Glasner gone.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well. Crystal Palace, they obviously have a new manager. I'm pretty sure he was the manager of Lens last season. But based on, like we said, the expected goals, it indicates they had the better chances, and they should have probably taken some of the chances. And again, like I said with Man United, just because you didn't score them chances, not mean it's not going to come. Like it will happen. So
it's just
at the moment it's not working. So Crystal Palace, I wouldn't be too concerned after that first game. Actually, for any of the teams that lost, I wouldn't be too concerned if you did lose like this. You have time to work on it. So, but yeah, that was a good roundup, and Crystal Palace should be fine moving forward, depending on what happens in the transfers. Because I know they're looking at getting rid of some people. If they can keep everyone they have, they should be fine.
100%.
Now, to continue the trend of our promoted teams doing very well in this first weekend, Ipswich 2, Sunderland 1. So, I thought this during pre-season. You shouldn't. It's difficult to judge in pre-season because you're just getting things right. I was a bit concerned with Sunderland in pre-season, and ideally you don't want to lose your opening game, and especially to a newly promoted side. I do worry a little bit for Sunderland. Nothing much has changed, which again concerns me a little bit because they done really good last season. But they just don't look sharp at the minute. So I don't know if that's anything to do with the manager or what. Maybe Sunderland fans can enlighten me below, but if they're also concerned, I don't know. But I do think they have Europe as well. Whether that'll play a factor later on in the season, because obviously that'll kick in at some point. Can they juggle all the games? I'd like to think so, but I think Sunderland aren't going to reach the levels they did last season.
No.
And again, and Ipswich, fair enough. They got their 3 points, so if they can keep confidence going into the next game against Man United, then I'm sure they'll be happy. But good 3 points for Ipswich, and see what they can do moving forward. I still expect them to go down, but yeah, it's a good start. Nevertheless.
What do I even say about this? This is just a really good result overall for Ipswich. Like, they had 7 shots with the round target. Sunderland had 8 shots with the round target also. I will say Ipswich did a lot of moving around this season in terms of transfers. You know, they got Fatawu, who ex-Leicester player, he played today. he was actually all right, to be honest, considering how low down he was before. But you know, he's come back from the ACL, so it's not too bad, I guess. But just overall, it was a fair kind of assess of the level of Ipswich. I don't think they will do good this season overall, but kind of shows you that they are somewhat Premier League level. I will say though, for Sunderland, I think it's just a thing of overconfidence because they came off a high from last season. They're like just got promoted and we got Europe within the same season, kind of thing. It's like, of course, we're going to be good next season, but obviously that's brought them back down to earth, hopefully, and they and that levels to this. So we'll see how that works. But I think it's just a thing of, like you say, it's start of the season. Everyone's not going to be good. I think what I will say for the weaker teams of this group is they would probably be good this start of the season because they want to do well, so they're obviously high in terms of like intensity, so they're warming up to it this season with the like sprinting and the workouts and all that. Whereas Sunderland and like Man U, obviously, they're more high level than there. So later on, they're going to be 10 times better than what they were this side of the season. So we'll see how it is.
Yep. Next game is Oliver Glasner's first game, as he lost 1-0 to Leeds at home. So we have our first talking point of the season, and we might have one later on as well. But our first talking point of the season is Ola Aina. Is that how you say his name? Aina?
Ola Aina? I don't know which one you're on about. Something like that.
His red card against Leeds.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty sure that was a straight red card. And personally, I don't think that was. It was a dangerous challenge. It was a really stupid challenge because he's gone 2 feet in.
Yeah,
I don't think he didn't really connect much. And again, you can say it was dangerous, and if he does, it could have been a serious injury. But I don't think it was enough for a red card, so I wouldn't be too surprised if that one gets overturned. I don't know what your thoughts are on it, but
well, I do agree with you. That was a very, very bad challenge on James Justin. However, well, I do think it's a red, and that was a very bad decision, by the way. There should have been at least a card in there. The lowest I would have said would have been a yellow due to the fact he kind of. I looked at the highlights, and from what I've seen, it kind of looks like Justin played into that foul a little bit as well. So while that is a very bad challenge, if I was a ref and I kind of understood the rules better, I probably would have given a yellow at the lowest, but it was a red in offer.
Yeah. Well, we'll see, because they normally, I'm sure Nottingham Forest will try to appeal that one, which
100.
I wouldn't be surprised if it goes either or, like if they overturn it or they don't, because it was dangerous, but again, he didn't really make too much contact, so yeah. On Leeds, to speak, I definitely think this season they are one to watch. They were really good in pre-season, and they've seemed to have carried that into this season as well. So Nottingham Forest is not the easiest ground to come to in the league, and to come away with 3 points and not concede a goal is an exceptional result for your first game. And can I just add, I'm going to put this out here right now, I think James Trafford is going to be the signing of the summer. I think he's going to change Leeds so much. Like, why City have let him go, I understand, because they have Donnarumma and he is one of the better goalkeepers in the world. But he's the next best thing, I think. David Raya, Alisson as well, they're on a different level, but James Trafford is the best of the rest. So he's good. He's going to make a big difference on Leeds this season, and I think Leeds will have a good campaign, and I'm excited to see where they finished. I wouldn't be surprised if they can make it into the top half of the table. But it's all about consistency now. Just keep it going and see where you can go. So,
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this one?
I was actually going to say the same thing as you. James Trafford. Would he be signing with the summer? Maybe. I'm not. Obviously, I'm convinced, but I don't think it's fair enough in the season to know who's going to be best of the best yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just. But I do agree. I've seen some of his saves. Oh my god, shot stopper! He must have had at least 8 saves that whole game, if not more. And they were just unbelievable saves. The reach on him is incredible. However, can I just say, he actually reminds me of Thogden and Cal the Dragon, especially with that ponytail hair.
With the ponytail, yeah. He is
like
Fogden and him have collabed in the past, haven't they?
Yeah, they did a lookalike kind of
video
before. Yeah. So he looks like Thogden mixed with Cal the Dragon. That's insane. But another thing about YouTubers is the free kick. I don't know how you say his name. Stack, is it?
Yeah, Anton Stack.
Anton Stack, I heard, is a YouTuber as well.
Is it?
Yeah, he is. He does gaming videos, I'm pretty sure, as I'm aware. So I'm gonna check him out later tonight.
Nice little side hustle.
Yeah, where I can. I think he's uploaded about 20 odd videos, and he's on 16,000. I think they said.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's. Imagine getting scored on against a YouTuber. That's crazy. Well,
I'd be fuming.
I would be fuming as well. Yeah, it was a really good game for it. They played really well, in my opinion. I actually was very disappointed with how non-forced up top, especially the aerial wise. They just could not get a header on at all. What's your man's name up top? The Brazilian fella.
Igor Jesus.
I seen him, could not do anything he's incapable of even getting near the ball, let alone having a header from that game. And just the shots they took were smart, and they were actually executed quite nice. Just wasn't on target. Something that they need to work on majorly if they want to do at least well this season, in my opinion. But it's just of mine.
Right, we're going to move on now to one of the shock of the weekend, should we say? Brentford 3, Spurs 0. Big surprise. Brentford had 26 shots in that game against Spurs, right? Let's not forget people are expecting Spurs to be back in the top 8, and they've had 26 shots against them. That's near on an average of a shot against them every 3 minutes. So defensively, it's still a bit shaky. But if you have to give them a bit of leeway here, their whole defense was basically brand new anyway. So it's not going to be the defense they need straight away. Yeah, they're going to need a bit of time together. But yes, Spurs are miles off it. Sorry. They spent 200 million. How much?
More
than 200 million. Above 200 million, and they're going to spend 80 million on Savinho now, 60 million on Marmoush, so another 140 million. Cody Gakpo could potentially be going to Spurs, which would be another 80 million or something. So
why?
Good. It could be another 250 million they're willing to spend before the end of the season. So they're going to spend near £500 million this window, and they're not ready. But
for what?
Again, I said this the other day. Liverpool done it last season. It didn't work. It's going to take time. It's not going to click straight away. So although the players do look good, which they have signed, I think you can't really judge Spurs. Yeah, they're going to struggle still. It's the same team that finished 17th 2 seasons in a row, so they're not going to just instantly jump to 8th place or higher. You got to give them time, but yeah, they didn't look great. So, yeah. What are your thoughts?
I don't agree with you that was a shocker. I kind of obviously I expect them to do well, but for even Brentford, I kind of was thinking they were going to win either way. They have not been on it for the past few seasons, and their spending habits are only making them look worse. What you said about almost £500 million, and they're probably going to get lower half. It's just not acceptable at all. I don't like to ridicule teams a lot, but this is just not on. They're spending so much money trying to get players thinking that they're going to work instantly when it's not going to work like that. You need to give time. You need to give a bit more to it, but it's just not on. And I did not. I didn't expect them to get 3-0. I did expect Brentford to at least win. And with that Savinho Marmouche trade, I don't know if you told me or if I told you, but it's a thing of they're trying to get Savinho to get Marmouche. So it's a thing of if they buy out Savinho, I think something about a sell-on clause?
Yeah, so essentially,
other club.
When Man City signed Marmouche from Frankfurt, they had a sell-on clause where essentially they have to give them a percentage of the profit that they make on the sale of Marmouche.
Yeah.
Man City don't want to pay that, so they're doing something which is, business.
It's on it.
Business is
kind
business,
of.
So they can do what they want, but it's not right. They're basically overpaying on Savinho to compensate for the price of Marmouche.
Yeah.
And then combined, it'll be sort of what they wanted. So, yeah, a bit not a bit of a dodgy dealing, should we say? But one that isn't not allowed. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't even think if it's allowed, not allowed. It's just not right. It's just a part of the game should be about the players and about the fans, not about money. It's just not on. Not right. They should kind of be a bit more ethical in terms of that. It's just a bit dodgy, you say. But back to the actual game. Tottenham's expected goals was 0.37, with Brentford having 3.24.
Yeah, so it's basically a result that was based on the expected goals was a fair result.
But what I'm saying, attacking for Tottenham, I don't think that's justified. I think they need to do 10 times better. But the amount of players they've bought, hoping to be world class, they're just not doing anything. It was like when Edward was talking about Tonali. He's top 10 midfielders in the Prem. Doesn't mean anything yet. You gotta wait for him to do something at the club for him to say that. I'm not black him off, but I'm just saying that it's not gonna click instantly, So it's just not on. But
you see it in the next game as well when they do, because Savinho and Marmouche will come in this week, so they should be ready to play the next game. So they're going to have to get used to a whole new front three on top of a whole new midfield, on top of a whole new defence.
It's going to shambles.
It's going to take some time. So, but when it finally clicks, you could probably see the vision a bit better. But yeah, you're taking a big risk.
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I do. But the thing is, it's going to take too long, in my opinion. I understand a whole rebuild probably is necessary, but take it bit by bit, Going full in just isn't going to work, because you're going to have an annoying first half to the season, and then by January-ish, going to be a thing of they're probably very low, if not in relegation at this point. And there's going to be, I can't remember the word I'm looking for. It's they're going to be upset about the result. They're not going to be too happy about it. There's just going to push on with them as well, that feeling for the rest of the season. If they are relegated, that means they would have to sell probably most of the players that they got anyway. So all that for nothing, I guess.
Well, I'm going to go bold and say Spurs are definitely not getting relegated. But
I mean, I don't think they will, but I'm not putting the fact out the either. There's still a chance, but we'll see.
What I will say on Spurs as well is because they're not in Europe or anything, they do have a lot of time to work on it. So that could work to their advantage a little bit.
That's so true.
But yeah, we'll have to see with Spurs. I think Spurs are one of the unknowns for the season. Like they could finish bottom half. I wouldn't be surprised. They could finish top half. I wouldn't be surprised. I just don't know where their level is at the minute. But let's move on to the biggest result of the weekend and top of the league. Brighton, top of the league. Would you have imagined that before the weekend even started? And crushing not just anyone, the Europa League champions 4-0. Villa looked so bad. And I looked at their squad and I didn't realize how many players they've actually got rid of.
Injured.
I don't know if it's injuries. Is it injuries?
It is injuries. No, it's players that they got rid of, but injuries as well.
On top. Injuries, yeah.
They have like Emi Martinez. Who else did they got? I'm trying to remember.
Watkins could be leaving.
Yeah, like this. Yeah, Kudu's inactive at the moment, so he probably won't play for the next few games unless he gets transferred. But their midfield is basically just not there at the moment. Onana is injured.
Tielemans
is gone. So it's like they didn't have a midfield to really do anything in that game. Probably why. But also, they don't have their manager as well. Like you say, what was it? Europa League champions, sorry?
Yeah.
Yeah, Europa League champions. But Unai Emery is known for kind of winning that competition. So I've heard. Yeah, but I don't have it more. So it's going to kind of...
Unai Emery's still there.
Is he not? Is he?
Yeah.
This just goes to show how much down.
Unai Emery's definitely not left, mate.
I thought he was gone somewhere. I can't remember where. Oh, I'm Oreska. Sorry, my mistake. Take that back. They just can't hold it at the moment. Unlucky them. But also, Brighton Albion are in need. Not in need. They deserve to be playing good fronts. They've made some amazing quality players over the past few years, and I always see them at least from 9th to 5th, at least in the past 3-4 seasons. I've always seen them kind of in that boat, so I wouldn't surprise me if they get top 5 this season, if not top 6.
Yeah, they do look good, so if they can continue that, they're going to be very well placed. But I did want to say as well on Aston Villa, if you cast your mind back to last season, they were actually winless in the first 5 games of the Premier League season last season as well. So could it be a thing if they're just slow starters in the Premier League in general? Who knows? Maybe they need to make some more. Well, they definitely do need to make some more signings. They got rid of a lot of their good players, so they need to do something. And also, on top of that as well, debutant João Gomez got sent off, so now he's out for, I think, just 1 game for a second yellow, something like that. So it's not really an ideal start for anyone at Aston Villa, but I'm sure they'll bounce back. It's not the end of the world, but it's not a nice result to have on your first game. So yeah. Anything else on that?
I did have something else, but I cannot remember what it was about. So I'll just skip on, and if I remember, I'll bring it back up.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to go to Man City 2, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth looked all right in that game. Not too bad. I'll say this with every club that has changed managers this season. they're going to continue, and it happened with Jurgen Klopp when he left. The team are going to continue playing the same way they played under the old manager for a little bit. It'll take a few months until you see the actual change between the old managers and the new managers. But Bournemouth did look like the old Iraola, sorry. Man City did look completely different until the final 5 minutes, where their Pep Guardiola genes sort of kicked in, and they came back to win 2-1. So a bit of an early scare for Man City, coming off a bad result in the Community Shield. But they have some good players. They definitely need to make some signings. But it'll be an interesting. I think it's going to be a season of ups and downs for Man City.
100.
And it's going to be difficult to replicate or sort of replace Pep Guardiola. But we'll see what they do. And also, can we just mention Haaland's new haircut? He's basically gone bald.
I need to get one of them as well.
Oh, yeah, you like that one?
Yeah,
it's a bit different.
I actually think it suits him enough.
Yeah, it's not too bad. When you can rock two hairstyles, like long hair and short hair, then you have you have some good genes. So he's rocking it well. I don't mind it, but what were your thoughts on the what?
Need to get the hairline.
Oh,
just
the hairline.
get that.
Yeah. Unless he's got a hair transplant, maybe. But he wouldn't need it. He has good hair. All right.
He's luscious locks.
Of course. What did you think on that one?
I thought that was a good opening game for somewhere. All I will say is that back not fill me with much trust in terms of shape. They were very narrow in a way, and they got Marcus Taverner for Bournemouth, and then they got who was that right-sided wing that they have as well? Ryan. Yeah, they are very good exploiting that space. Man City are very, very, very narrow. They kind of shift to a back three in defence. I think it's Lewis pushes up, but when they go into that back three on the counter attack for Bournemouth, it's the thing of Bournemouth out wide straight away. They have their options in the midfield up to the top, anyways, and it's just a thing of Man City seem to be too easily taken out with their back line. It's just, especially with that Taverner goal as a main example, they slot it past around all three of the defenders that were there, straight on to it for Taverner. Easy shot for him. And that's just a recurring thing that was happening in the game. I do think they need to fix that shape up, get a bit more wide, because, especially with three defenders, you need to cover more space, which is something they haven't done. I know that's a thing of Maresca, because he did the same thing when he was at Leicester. He kept them quite small shape, bring the midfielder up, bring the right back up, and kind of play out from the back. But I don't think in the Prem especially it's going to work necessarily like that unless you put something else into the mix. But overall, that was a really good game. Manchester City do Manchester City things, winning, I guess so. But fair enough result overall. No complaints.
No. Let's move on to our final game that we've seen. Newcastle 2, Liverpool 2. As a Liverpool fan, I can shed a bit of light onto this. So the problem with Liverpool. This isn't anything Iraola has done, and is something he can fix, but only if he's backed by the owners.
Yeah,
the midfield just does not work. When you play Dominic Szoboszlai and Ryan Gravenberch as a holding midfield pivot, it won't work. Dominic Szoboszlai should play where Florian Wirtz plays, but you can't drop Florian Wirtz because he's 125 million or 110 15, whatever, £1 million player. So you have to fit Szoboszlai in because he's one of Liverpool's best midfielders, and the only way you do that is playing him in a pivot. The problem is Ryan Gravenberch isn't going to be one that sits back either. He wants to get up there. He wants to get involved. So does Dominic Szoboszlai.
Triple cam.
It literally ends up being 3 cams, and this is the problem that Arne Slot had. And now it's going to be a problem that Iraola has. So unless you play, the safest way to do it is by having McAllister there, because he will stay back and he will defend. But Liverpool need a holding midfielder. They need it really bad, and by the sounds of it, they're not going to go for one. Iraola's going to be in for a long season because the defense has no cover. The 2 fullbacks just shoot up. It's just going to be Jacket Van Dijk or Araujo Van Dijk, always just being peppered. The midfield aren't there to protect them. It's going to be a long season, and they have 8 days now to try and fix that. From what I've heard, that's not going to happen. So, Iraola has a big job on his hands, and he will do well when he gets the players that he needs. But and then get Bradley Barcola in there as well. Should be fine. I mean, Gakpo.
More attacking.
The problem with Gakpo as well is, yes, he scored today. He slows down the game. Like he didn't take on a player. He didn't use his left foot. I don't even know if he has a left foot.
No.
But Bradley Barcola will get the ball, he'll attack, and he will literally get into the box, and that's what Liverpool need at the minute. And the problem is with Rio Engamoa is trying to play him out right wing. That's not going to work either. Rio Engamoa needs to play on the left. So
actually, I was looking at a bit of the game, and I seen Rio Engamoa does not look natural on that side of the pitch at all.
He struggles.
He would play so much better where Cody Gakpo is. And with the Cody Gakpo thing, that's just obviously the levels are different, but in Leicester we have a player, Westburn, who played for Ipswich. He does the same thing. He kind of like he doesn't even make a move forward. He's stood rooted to his spot, receives the ball, looks back, passes it back. He just doesn't move up at all. And when he does, I think he did once or twice in the game previous. Westburn, same as fucking Cody Gakpo, he just gets hit off the ball so easily. It's just a waste of a player, really. I don't enjoy people like that. If you're a winger, take your player on and just keep going.
Yeah. Yes. So for Liverpool to do well this season, which I think they're a bit tired as well because the way that they're playing is different. It's quicker. You need to be running the whole game. They weren't doing that last season, so it's going to take a bit of time to get used to. But when it does get into full flow, you will see a good team. But they need to make the signings. They have 8 days, and I say they need to bring in 4 people. Realistically, 4 players. They've left it way too late. I don't know what the plan was. But I mean, next season it's going to be different. You know, new owners, are they going to be back in the team straight away, putting money in straight away? You'd certainly hope so. And they need a big summer again next summer. So
yeah, or at least even January would be ideal enough to sort something out. Even a defensive midfielder would work pretty well. Because I was actually going to say, with the defensive midfielder kind of holding area, I don't know if it's a thing of fitness or they just don't want to use him, but they have Endo, which obviously he isn't good, but he's still an option. And McAllister, who can do what they need to do to help that defence out. But they just didn't into that. I was wondering to myself, obviously they have Words, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, but just because they're good doesn't mean they should be played over people in a position that would benefit the team. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. And it's like the thing with for Szoboszlai, he's gonna clash if he is played in that pivot with Gravenberch, because at least Gravenberch knows how to kind of play the defensive midfield role to pivot. But with Szoboszlai, even though that he was played right back a lot, I feel as though he's so attacking mentality. He just doesn't kind of have a sense of defense at all because he's wanting to create chances, wanting to kind of move the ball forward, opposed to people like Endo, McAllister, and like that. I was like, just what they need to do is they need to either get or not get Barcola, whatever they do, within the next day or two. And if they don't, then scrap it. They need to go for a defensive player. And with the wing backs as well, they need to kind of, I don't know if they need to find a balance between that or they just need to kind of shift the line a lot around or something to kind of get that defensive shape out of them in a way, if you know what I mean. But that was a very struggling game by looks of things for Liverpool. Newcastle, fair play. And it was actually a very tight game as well.
Yeah, I was going to say as well, Newcastle looks sharp. Their front four looked really good. So I don't see any problems for them moving forward, even though people would sort of write them off before the season started. They're going to do well. There's no reason they shan't. But yeah, that's basically a roundup of all the games. We haven't got Fulham Chelsea. That's going to be played on Monday night or tonight when this gets uploaded. So yeah, speaking of which, we are just going to drop some predictions for this upcoming week's game. So we're going to start with Fulham versus Chelsea. And I think Fulham versus Chelsea is a very difficult game to call because we haven't seen either of them play yet, so we don't know what to expect. Obviously, both new managers to the Premier League, Xavi Alonso, Arbiola from Real Madrid. Could be a good game. But again, I don't know what to expect. So I'm just going to go safe and say it's going to be Fulham 1, Chelsea 1. I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah. You know, I would go with 2-1 to Chelsea. And I'm only saying that because of what they've been doing this summer in terms of transfers and like kind of shifting weight around the club. So if that's anything at all, I think they would get at least a win over, in all fairness.
Yeah. And then we're going to go on to week 2 now. So the week 2 games. So we have seen everyone play pretty much. So we can sort of have an idea where everyone's at. And our first game is going to be Crystal Palace at home against Manchester City. What are we expecting from this?
3-0. Just
2?
2-0?
No, to who? Who's winning 3-0?
Oh, 3-0 to Man City. I was going to say because Maresca's had a bit more time to get his things right from game 1, so we'll see how that works. I think Crystal Palace filled me with much hope as well. Was what I was going to say.
Yeah, I was going to say Crystal Palace, like when they were against Everton, they created plenty of chances. And Man City looked vulnerable to those sort of chances against Bournemouth this weekend. So I wouldn't be surprised, and Palace should definitely score a goal because they've created and can create the chances they need to score goals. So I think Crystal Palace will definitely give them a good game.
Yeah.
I do expect Man City just to be good enough, so I'm going to go for another 2-1 win for Manchester City on that one. Our next game is going to be a Saturday kickoff, 12:30s, everyone's favourite. Liverpool at home to Nottingham Forest. Now, historically, Nottingham Forest have won at Anfield the last 2 games running, but different managers this time around. So could the result change? And if so, I want to say Oliver Glasner makes things very difficult for Liverpool when he plays against them. So I think it's going to be another tough outing for Liverpool. And I'm going to go 1-1 for Liverpool in that game.
1-1 for Liverpool or 1-1 for both?
1-1? As in 1? They both score 1 goal?
Yeah, but you said for Liverpool. It should not be for both teams now.
You get what I mean.
No. I'm actually gonna go same. Actually, I do feel like that would kind of be what you said would be kind of what would happen in my opinion. Not much just moment.
Let's move on to our 3 p.m. games. We have Bournemouth versus Everton.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
I like how Everton play. I actually do. I like how Bournemouth play. But Everton have just been playing a bit better football at the moment. So I'm going to say about probably 2-0.
It's 2-0 to
If
Everton.
not. Yeah, 2-0 to Everton. Yeah.
Nice. So I'm going to go the opposite direction. I thought Bournemouth played quite well against Man City. And like I said with Everton when they played against Crystal Palace, I think they withered the storm a little bit. But I feel like Bournemouth will take their chances, which will make it a bit more difficult for them to play. So I'm going to go Bournemouth to win this one 3-1. And then we have 2 promoted sides, which is going to be difficult to predict. But Coventry versus Hull, what are you expecting?
1-0 to Hull.
1-0 to Hull.
I think they settle in, yeah. And I don't think Cov, while they do look quite okay quality, but Hull were just, I think in terms of football in general, magnificent against United. They were sluggish as fuck, do you know what I mean? But at the same time, a result is a result. So 1-0 to Hull.
I'm going to go, given that Coventry at home, they want to give their fans something to look at. So I'm going to go 2-0 to Coventry. I reckon they'll learn, because it was poor mistakes that they gave away in the game against Arsenal. So that they'll focus on that in training. They'll perfect that sort of stuff. I reckon they'll aim for a clean sheet and give their fans something to be excited about and go 2-0. And then all the promoted teams will have 3 points on the board after match week 2. So that'll be good for them. But next game is probably the big game of the weekend. Is going to be Tottenham versus Newcastle. And what's your thoughts on this one?
Newcastle easy 2-0.
Wow.
That I did not have to think about that at all. By the way, also, I remember what I was going to say. I was going to say the goalkeeping for Villa, that Brighton team, horrendous.
Yeah.
He kind of went to get it and it just went past his hand. More fun. But 2 easy.
Right. I'm going to go. This is a tough one to call, but I really did like Newcastle on the attack against Liverpool.
That's what I'm saying. They have the quality, and Tottenham just aren't in the flow yet. So I don't think they're going to be done within a week.
No,
so,
but I think Tottenham have to show something at home. They're going to have to show something, but I do not think it's going to be enough against Newcastle. So I'm going to go Newcastle will win this one 3-1. Big loss for Spurs. Are then Sunday games, lovely Super Sunday games, is going to be first game, Chelsea versus Brighton. So Brighton coming off a big result against Aston Villa.
Yeah.
They like to give Chelsea a game. So I'm going to go 2-2. I think Brighton will keep them, entertained for the game, but they're going to give them a game. But I'm going to go 2-2. So I think Chelsea are going to go back-to-back draws.
Not too bad. I'll probably go same. I'll probably go 2-0 to Brighton.
2-0 to Brighton?
Yeah, they're playing exceptional football, no matter how bad the Aston Villa team was. Insel Woods would be top 15 midfielders this season.
Okay. Well, you've gone near enough all the away teams to win at the minute. So are you going to keep this trend going on for the Leeds versus Brentford game?
I don't know which one's which, but I'm going to say no.
No. So who do you think is
Just-
going to win, Leeds or Brentford? Or do you think it could be a draw? What do you think the score's going to be?
They both played very well. I think on the attack, Brentford are really good, but that's going to be stopped by James Trafford, obviously. So it's going to be a tight game. I think I will give them a draw. I'll give them a 2-2 draw.
2-2, yeah?
They both got high quality players, and I don't know how to explain, but Leeds look very, very comfortable already. So I will hopefully see them in a 2-2 draw.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards the same at the minute. I both very good on the opening day, but I can't really see much that's going to separate them. You could probably say that Brentford are sharper at the minute.
Yeah.
But I'm going to go a 0-0 draw. I think both keepers are going to do well. You know, both young keepers, Kelleher and James Trafford. I think they'll both do well to keep the game at 0-0. But it's going to be an exciting game. I'll say that's one of the more exciting games of the weekend to watch. So, yeah. And then we're going to move on to Sunderland versus Fulham.
Sunderland versus Fulham. 1-0 to Sunderland.
1-0 Sunderland.
They had a rough start, but you know, they are Sunderland. They're probably better somehow than.
Yeah, I'm going to go down the exact same scoreline. Actually, I think Sunderland will win that one. They're at home. It's going to be a really tight game, but I think Sunderland will just about get through that one, so they'll win that one 1-0. And then Man United return to Old Trafford, and they play against Ipswich. What do you think the score's going to be?
Again, I'll probably give it to Ipswich, to be fair to. There's Man U are still sluggish, and no, you have to agree. They just don't look that good, as even against Hull. And in my opinion, Ipswich is somehow a step up from Hull. You have to agree with me. I'm gonna make it very close though. I'll give it 1-0 as well.
1-0 to Ipswich.
Yeah.
My goodness.
And then that's when things will start to pick up. I think Carrick will be like, "Come on, lads, lock."
Well, this is going to be the game that Man United do get their win, so I think it's going to be quite a comfortable one as well.
You think so?
I think United are going to win that one 3-0. It's going to be quite comfortable. Ipswich are going to poop their pants when they go to Old Trafford. It's normally the case. And
you mean
Huh?
You mean Crumble Stadium, bro?
Nope. Old Trafford, they don't have a chance. Not even Ed Sheeran could save them. Right.
Ed Sheeran's going to whip out the song real quick.
Just going to start singing to them at half time. Right. Then, the big one, Aston Villa versus Arsenal.
So, that is not a good sounding game at all for Aston Villa.
No.
I might even go a worse game than the Coventry game.
Right.
4-0.
4-0. Yeah. I was going to say...
There's just nothing there in that game. There.
Yeah. I seriously worry for Aston Villa. They don't have the squad, let's be honest. No. And Arsenal have a much better squad. But at the same time, you could say Aston Villa have a bit more experience than Coventry, if that will play into favour. Normally, Arsenal struggle against Aston Villa, but given the state that Aston Villa are in at the moment, I do think Arsenal are also going to win that one 4-0 quite comfortably and go top of the league.
I will say, though, Garnacho, he's probably not going to play a lot this season. Do you think he'd be recalled back to Man U?
What?
What do you mean, what?
Garnacho didn't play for Man United.
Oh, sorry, I meant Chelsea. Sorry.
Is it not permanent? Chelsea. It wasn't a permanent deal.
What was it? I thought it was a loan.
I don't know. Let me check. Let me fact check real quick.
I'm zero ball knowledge, guys. So
No, it is
Can I-
alone. It is alone.
yes, come on. My stats has been bad.
Um,
I was gonna, because all they do is loan out winger or loan in winger.
no, he's
And I
gonna.
don't-
He'll stay there.
Yeah, I just don't think he'd get minutes though. That's the thing. He's dreadful as it is. Wingers Mikhail Mudryk is supposed to be going on loan to Leeds as well. Will that happen? Most likely. We'll see.
Well, yeah, there's still a lot to change in the Premier League in the next few days. Obviously, we have 1 week now until the transfer market closes, so there's going to be a lot of new faces at clubs within that week. I'm pretty sure about that. But we will come to the point where we look back and see all the clubs' transfers and assess how we think they'll be during the season. But in terms of the first week of Premier League football, that is our little roundup of it. We've given some predictions for upcoming games as well, and we look forward to see what happens for the rest of the season. It's looking quite exciting at the minute, and Arsenal are going to run away with it. By far the best team in the league. No one is even going to get close to them. If anyone does get close to them, then they've had a superb season. But yeah, we'll see how it goes, and we're excited. Basically, the aim for any Premier League club at the minute, make it to that September international break as good as you can, and then after that, it's all out, go for it. So yeah, we'll see how they do. And yeah, that's Premier League roundup, match week 1, and we look forward to doing another 38 of these. So I'm sure we'll see you next week, and hopefully it brings more excitement. We need some more controversial results and stuff like that.
I keep this channel going.
Yeah, we need this. We need something to fuel the fire. But yeah, that's our roundup for this week. So yeah, we'll see you guys next week, and hopefully more excitement coming up. So yeah, goodbye, guys.